All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listen to Leads. Welcome to the call. Let me know that you can see my screen and hear me talking. Let me know where you're coming in from. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Who wants to see how JJ used the expired presentation booklet to get 4 listings in 6 weeks? She is, I don't even think she's 20 years old. Oh my God. When I think about it, I think she's 19. 19 years. Anyways, 19 years old, been in the business for 1.5 years and nailing listings. So let me know where you're coming in from. Go ahead and leave a comment before we get started. If we want to watch this video, I want to get some comments from everybody. And let's watch this video together. I will stop it as we go through and comment on it so I can make sure that we're all on the same page right here. And Balda, dude, get back with me. I think I've sent you an email to approve the booklets. So make sure you get back with me on that one. Now, she's doing it one way. Other people are doing it a different way. There's lots of ways of doing this. And really I think at the end of the day, and I've actually said this before, combining what she's doing with some of the other stuff is really the best way to do it. Okay. So, we got a lot of people on the call. So everybody, I want you to go ahead and comment where you're coming in from before we get started. So go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. If everyone's just sleeping, there's no reason for me to be talking. All right, Neil. Awesome. Good. Neil, you ready to watch this video with us? This would be like a little watch party. I think this would be amazing. So, and again, remember, what she's doing, and I've actually said this before. So in the 30-day challenge for expireds, I talk about ordering these booklets so that we can go and scale up going after expireds. But what she is going to talk about is completely different. And it's something that I've also mentioned as as a thing that you can also do as well, that you really should be doing. Okay. So awesome. Good. Now, real quickly, tell me if you can hear the audio from the video. So I'm going to play just a quick second of it. So can everybody hear that audio? Because I know sometimes system audio on a live, and you can actually, you can't. Okay, hold on a second. Let me see if I can go into the StreamYard audio speaker mic general, and all right, give me a second here. Yeah, I just was realizing sometimes system it is captioned, so it may be still useful. Let me know if you can hear that or not. Maybe not. God, that's so annoying. Show resolution badge on stage. I'm not sure what that's about. Shift videos, audio avatars. No, don't need that. Audio. MacBook Pro built in. I don't know if that makes any sense. Yeti microphone. Well, I'll tell you what. Do you think it's worth watching this video with the captioning? So we got to see the captioning on the top right here, and then I will stop it every so often. Well, no, you can hear me fine, but I want you to be able to hear the video. Here, I'm going to play it for a few seconds. Expired booklets to reach out, touch base, and actually convert expireds into listing. So you can hear me fine, but you can't hear the video, right? That is, I wonder if, hold on, media assets. All right, we got media assets, overlay, video clips, outro loop, background, sounds, background. I can do a drum roll. That's stupid. Background music. No. Yeah. Turned on and you are, yeah. Yes, can hear that video. Oh, you can hear the video. So Richard says he can hear the video. Okay, awesome. It looks like everyone heard the video. Sweet. All right, thank you so much. I'm going to start at the beginning. So the plan here is turn your volume up and we can hear it through your mic. I can hear. Okay. And there's the captions at the top of the video here. So you can, if you look at this part up here, you can see the captions. All right. So I'm going to start at the beginning. It's only a 10-minute video. And then if you've got questions as it's going through, let me know. I'll pause it. But I think this is just phenomenal. To the call today, we got JJ Newman with us. This is one of our clients here from Iowa. JJ, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Awesome. All right. So JJ is a client of ours, and she's been using our expired booklets to reach out, touch base, and actually convert expireds into listings. And so JJ, tell us a little bit about your business, and then let's hear about how you're using those presentation booklets to engage expireds.
Yeah, for sure. I want to thank you guys for having me. First off, my name is JJ. As he said, I am from central Minnesota. I moved to the Greater Lakes area about 3 years ago. I graduated high school back in 2023. So I've actually only been in the business for about a year and 4 months.
Wow.
Marketing.
All right, that's scary. She graduated high school in 2023. So that makes her like 19 years old. All right, let's keep going.
We live in, it's getting slower right now due to the colder season. I don't know if you guys are all familiar. It's Okoboji, Spirit Lake, Iowa. And basically my broker, Kirk Stoss, got in touch with, I think, Vincent or someone from Listing Leads. And he sat down with me and he goes, JJ, we need to look at the system. I think it's going to go somewhere. So we sat down with Vincent one day and we did a little webinar and he introduced the booklet to us and told us how there was other agents that were getting leads and listings from the booklet. So I took it into my own hands after that, and I started targeting FSBOs and expireds. And actually, I wasn't doing that even beforehand, before I started the booklet.
So she had never gone after expireds, never gone after FSBOs, and, just cut to the chase real quickly on that part of it. I don't think she's converted any FSBOs. It's just been all expireds from what I believe. So for what that's worth.
What I do with...
And Carol, geez Louise, right? Exactly. Geez Louise is correct. All right, let's keep going.
The booklet is, I'll go on my MLS, and each day there's at least 3 to 4 expireds, and I contact them directly. I stayed away from calling, and if I do call, I don't leave a message. I just follow up with a text. And what I do with that is I introduce myself, and then instead of saying, oh, I've noticed you've been on the market for 3 months, I actually pinpoint the exact number. So it touches the brain a little bit more. And I asked them if they'd be interested in looking at my...
I think right there she means like you've been on the market for 3 months and 14 days, right? Something so that they can see she's really paying attention. She's just not throwing stuff out there, which I think is, that's a little small touch, but I think that's actually pretty interesting.
Marketing booklet. And
I'm sorry, let me back up that real quick.
And I asked them if they'd be interested in looking at my marketing booklet. And happens to say some aren't always saying, yeah, give me the booklet, but they say yes or sure. And even if they don't, I still send the booklet anyway. And I give it a few days and I follow up with them. And it has gotten me to the point where I'll meet them at a coffee shop and I'll sit down with them and I'll give them my listing presentation and I'll ask them, did you have any...
So by the listing presentation, obviously, well, not obviously in case you don't know, but the listing presentation from listings to leads.
Time to go over my marketing booklet. And most of them say briefly. So I go over it, but strategize it into my personal experience and how I'm going to bring them to the closing table while using the booklet, if that makes sense. And while doing that, I've only been doing it actually surprisingly for a month and a half, and I'm not bluffing. Like, I'm so serious. And actually, I have a listing here on a lake called Big Spirit. It is listed at $779. That is from the booklet. And then I also have another one that actually became a referral that is a little bit above $500,000. And then I have two coming to the market in spring. One will be listed at $980, and the other one will be listed around $800,000. And that's all from the booklet.
Are those really good price points for your area, or are those average price points?
I would say more average, yeah.
Okay.
If you're on the lake, you are usually targeting over $1 million.
Okay.
But
awesome.
You start somewhere, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what, 800,000, nothing wrong with that. So when you said you send them the booklet, are you sending like the link to the flip book, or?
Yes.
And do you send that via text?
Yes, correct. Unless they give me their email. Yeah.
Or email, and then you call. Don't leave a voicemail if they don't answer, and most of them don't answer.
Yeah.
Right. So then you follow up with a text.
Correct.
And then do you send the link to the flip book before they respond?
That is, if they do respond, I usually give it a day or two for them to respond, and then I do it. But if they don't respond, I'll just send it no matter what, because what's the worst that can happen? No.
Yeah. Right. And are you adding their home into listings to leads so that they're seeing their home on it?
Yes.
Right.
I like to give it that more personalized feeling. I feel like if they see their home in that little brochure, it triggers, again, the brain a little bit more.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Vince, do you have any questions?
Not quite a question, but I'm really happy to see JJ here on the call, because you're one of our newer offices, but you're also from a place that I had never heard of. And I don't mean to be disparaging, but kind of like in the middle of nowhere. And so there are a lot of our clients who are from those areas. We think of like Florida and LA and New York, and a lot of our clients come from those areas. But can you tell me a little bit about how this is helping you in where I think Scott, it reminds me of Lake Tahoe, like where they are. And it's even, I think, even a little more remote. So can you tell me about that? Because I remember JJ, Kurt was saying that you have, is it Omaha, where people buy from that area? People move from other areas and buy homes in your area.
Yeah. So if you want to think of this town more as a feel of tourist. So like in the summer, there's traffic. You're waiting at lights for a good 10 minutes. And in the winter, it's complete opposite. It's back to small townville, or whatever you want to consider it. But a lot of people have secondary, third, fourth, fifth properties here, and they use it as summer vacations. So as they always say, the market's very hot during the summer, more per se during the fall and winter. And that might be a little bit perceived everywhere, but it's very like that here. And with that being said, a lot of those secondary people that live on the lakes, they're not here unless it's summer. So it dies down a lot during the winter. And that's a little bit about our area, if you get my perspective on what I just said.
Sure. Yeah, so it sounds like you're building up a phenomenal skill set. So when the business does start picking up a little bit more in the spring, you're going to be dialed in and ready to go.
Yeah. Exactly. Start early, 3 months in advance to get the business rolling.
So
right?
You're a year and a half in real estate.
Yep.
You've got essentially 4 listings. One's listed, 1 referred, 2 coming up.
Yep.
Man, what's your goal for the next 3 to 6 months with this? How many listings do you think you're going to be able to get?
With the rate I'm going at now, only using in a month and a half, I would like to get to within 6 months, maybe 15, 20. That's a high goal. At least I'm setting a goal for myself. So.
That's good. Yeah.
You're getting almost a listing a week. In 6 weeks, in the first 6 weeks, you've got 4 listings. And I'll tell you what, there's absolutely nothing wrong with referral. Let somebody else do all the work, and you just get the check. Yeah.
Let me ask you, JJ, I logged in your account real quickly before I got on the call. And you're not really running any ads on Facebook at all, right?
I am not.
Yeah, so this is very interesting, because so many of our clients do. And JJ's like, no, just straight to the listing, straight to the homeowners with FSBOs and expired. So kudos to you, JJ. That's awesome.
I'll tell you, my suggestion is do what JJ is doing, because these are people that want to sell. All right. Yes. So going after these people that want to sell their property, and then leverage those listings as you get them, then start marketing, because the Facebook ads are going to be what really gets your name out there, is both a branding exercise, but a lead gen exercise as well. So trying to build a listing inventory through ads can be very expensive and time consuming and take a while to do. This is the jumpstart to building a listing inventory. Yeah. Have you done listing presentations before using the booklet? And if so, how does the booklet make you feel, or how does it make the listing presentation flow, having something like this to present with a homeowner?
So yeah, I did do listing presentations before, but the booklet really helps due to the fact that it's so structured and you can relate it to your own business no matter what brokerage you're from and how you do it differently. That's what's unique about it.
Yeah, and if you ever had the homeowner scan the QR code or send a text to see their single property website on their phone?
Yep, and the referrals as well, also on the back. I always say that at the very end, you can scan this QR code. It has a list of all my reviews and stuff like that. And yeah, and they do that. It's a really good booklet, and I'm not just saying that. I'm serious.
Have you ever had a homeowner ask, how are you going to get my home sold? When they look at this, do they ever compare it to what their last agent did or didn't do and give you feedback?
Give me feedback, as in you saying the booklet. Two of the people actually have active listings right now. They have noticed that it's more structured. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. Yeah. And QR codes, they've never had.
You know, and I think what she means by more structured is that, you know, you're coming in with a full-on marketing plan, right? So instead of just having a 1 or 2 page, you know, oh, we do this or we do that, this is actually walking them through the entire thing. And then when we put in on those pages there where it says coming soon, if you do that, or just listed, active, open house, pending, just sold, you know, and then all the tools before that, this booklet is just making the entire process completely structured. So not only is it make it easier for you as the agent, but it makes it easier for the homeowner to look at and go, okay, this makes a lot of sense. And Carol says, is she mailing the expired book? And then how does she get them to the coffee shop? No, she is not mailing. No, we have other people that are having success. And that's what I'm saying. I think a combination of the two is really where you want to be at. She is calling. If there's no answer, she does not leave a voicemail. She will then text them. And then if she doesn't, then she'll text them. And she said and this, I'll give everybody the video. It's on our YouTube channel now. I will put this in the mastermind group after this call. And so she kind of talked a little bit about what she said in that text. And then if she doesn't hear from them in a couple of days, she will text them again with a link to the flip book. So in the voicemail, or not the voicemail, because she doesn't leave a voicemail, but if she talks to them or in the first text, she just said, I think it was something to the effect of, you know, I noticed your home was on the market for 3 months and 23 days. And, you know, I have a marketing booklet that I'd love to send you. Would you like to see it? Something to that effect. And then again, if they don't respond in a couple of days, she just sends the link. Now she's already in their text messages. They know what it's about. Maybe that's not as compelling as it could be, but then I think that second email, the second text, where they now see a link. Okay. So they know she's not spam. She's a local real estate agent. Now, when they click that link and they're able to see, and on a mobile, it's beautiful, right? It looks great on mobile as well. So they're able to flip through it on their mobile device, you know, on their phone or tablet or laptop or whatever it is, and see her entire presentation without her ever having met them. Does that make sense? Neil, yeah, more or less. Yeah, it's pretty much the same script if she gets them live.
Had an agent come to the table with QR codes that they can scan.
And let me tell you something. All right, Neil, don't take this the wrong way, because you know I love you. But you know, when we get to a certain age and we've had enough failures and, you know, hassles, we love to overthink it. All right. She is 19 years old, I think. I didn't ask her age, whatever. But if she graduated high school 2 years ago, essentially, 2023, barely 2 years and 2 months, maybe. Been in the business for a year and a half. All right. She's sitting down every morning. She's going through the new expireds, which is, well, they can't be new, because then she mentioned about, having been off market for a while. So, because, and I've said this before, and I think it's totally true. Going through the 60-day plus is really the major sweet spot. Right. When you're trying to contact these expireds, and you can try 1 week, do one, do one. John Summers, right? He started at 60 days plus and had great success. Then the next week he tried, he told me, he goes, well, I just wanted to try going after the new expireds, got nothing from it. And so the way she said that, and I didn't ask her specifically, but the way she said it makes me think, no, she said they were how long they were on the market for. Yeah. So she maybe, yeah. Right. And that's why I want to be her age doing this. Carol, I sent my daughter this video already. My daughter has her real estate license and hasn't gotten into it yet because she's in school right now, college. And I'm just like, man, I don't want her. I mean, my wife and I both have our master's degrees. My wife's parents both have their doctorate's degrees. So for me to tell my daughter, college doesn't matter is not really correct. But if you're just going to go to college to get a general business degree, why don't you just get real general business experience? All right. And to be able to be in real estate and have a plan, man, I kind of just wish my own daughter would just drop out of school and maybe move to Iowa. They can work together for a couple of months. So anyways, let's get back onto this.
And go automatically to what they're looking for.
Oh, that's awesome.
That feedback keeps coming back to us. It's the QR codes that's locking down the presentation. Yeah.
And with the other people, they're older. So they're like, so how do you work a QR code? They genuinely do not know. Mm-hmm. So I sit there with them and I help them. You go to your camera and you scan the QR code and you click on the website. And then it's already in their tab, so they can just click on the tab and read it. Because a lot of my people are actually the older generation, believe it or not.
Sure.
Okay. And now they've got you on their phone.
Yep.
which is even better.
Right.
That is awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Vince, anything else that we should ask?
No, but JJ, thank you very much. And please thank Kirk. I know I invited him. I just wanted to say for people on here that JJ's from a small team, small brokerage, and that we're really happy to be able to help clients like that. So let us know, JJ, when you're starting to get more success, and we'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, JJ, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. If you have any feedback on these booklets or something else you'd like to see in them, I'd love to get your feedback on that as you're using them at a pretty high level. And then I'll send you an email on that other stuff I mentioned a little bit earlier. And if you're interested, let me know. But otherwise, keep going and keep having that success. And I want to see you getting 15 to 20 listings. And I want to hear back when you're at that level and making $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the goal, Scott.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Scott Vincent. I appreciate it.
All right, JJ, thank you so much.
Thank
All right,
you.
Talk to you soon. All right. So if all of you want to take a moment to commiserate at a 19-year-old just killing it, not overcomplicating it, not stressing on it, okay? She's just sitting down every morning, looking at the expireds. Okay, why? Because we know expireds want to sell their home. They may not all relist. All right. There's a small percentage that may not relist. And, again, there's so many strategies that can work. Here's what you don't need to do. You don't need to try to get her strategy to the letter, to the comma, because it may or may not even work for you the way you do your business. What you need to do is the essence of what she is doing. All right. So looking at those expireds, I think, and I'll ask about days on market. So I've already sent a question about how she gets the photos. I went and looked in her account, and I believe it looks like she's doing Google Street View and maybe going by and taking photos. But I'll let you know exactly in that one. And I'll also look to ask, how many days expired or off market were they? All right. She almost makes it sound like they're brand new expireds, maybe. So I would try a combination of both, because again, Neil, what works in LA may not work somewhere else. Okay. So, but the key is to contact expireds. All right. Contact, do, one day, do some that are 60 days plus. The next day, do some that are newer. I think it's actually fantastic I think a big key of this is the two text idea, or the two email idea, where, you send a text. A lot of times people may or may not text back to you because they don't know who the hell you are. But then you follow up a couple of days later, all right, with a link to the flip book. And then, what if they don't respond to that? And I still think there's a massive value of mailing or door knocking. All right, with a presentation booklet. All right. Now, a lot of people, and she likes the idea of adding each one to her account. So, she's new to the business. She doesn't have a big database of clients at this point to deal with. So she's got more time on her hands, I think. I think for a lot of us, that's going to be a lot of work. And that's where, and again, people are having great success with the presentation booklets also. And that's exactly why, and I've said this on our excuse me, little hiccups. I say this in our daily calls on the expired, do a combination of both. You want to get a stack of the booklets so that you've got them there. And then you also want to be able to, and I said this morning, you want to be able to know how to, especially for some of the key, and I said this actually at the last night's call, for some of those key expireds where it's like, maybe it's $1 million, $1 million listing. It's right in your area. For that listing, for that expired, maybe I do add it to my listings to leads account so that I can show them their home. Make sense? Where's she getting the emails and calls? So you know what? Yeah, maybe. But I know, for example, with John Summers, all right, it sounded like, and it was another agent that made a comment. So he gets the expireds from his MLS, and then their MLS has Realist and Forewarn. And so he didn't say this. It was another agent that's in his MLS said, "Oh, we have Realist where you can get the information." And then she said that she looks it up in Forewarn to be able to confirm, I guess, the information. Right now, again, you're not going to be able to get all of the information. Some of you may not be able to get the information. You can use a program like My Plus Leads, and I'll log in just to the summary page. I can't get into the details. This is live on YouTube. I cannot be showing people's contact information on YouTube, but then you can go through here, right? So expireds, 10/30, 26 expireds today, 31 yesterday, 21 the day before. And see, FSBOs are a little hard to look at. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. So, which really fits my experience in this area. We don't get a lot of FSBOs. There are very, very few FSBOs that you ever see around here. Maybe in your area there's more, so that might be something that you go after. But I mean, in our area, holy crap, look at that. 26, 20, that's 57, 67, 78, 70, 85, 85 FSBO expireds this week. Could I create a listing presentation package in listings to leads for 85? No, I couldn't. That'd be a little bit impossible. But what I can do is have a stack of these that I can mail, and I can add some of those key expireds, because there's probably, if I look at these 26 here, and again, I'm on a live YouTube video. We're live on Facebook, so I can't click in here and show you. But if I were to click and look at each one of these properties, probably half of them I wouldn't even want. I wouldn't even reach out to them. So I wouldn't even send the general booklet. All right. Maybe 10 or 15 of them would be what I would call like a B, a B level. So these 10 or 15, let's say there's 26. So let's just say There's 13 that I wouldn't even want. There might be another eight or nine that I would call B level. So those would be listings they'd be good listings, but they wouldn't be like prime listings, but they would definitely be worth, again, sending my general marketing, expired marketing plan to. Then there's probably going to be 3 or 4 that would be key. That would be like I don't want to say critical, but that would be premier. All right. These would be premier properties. Now, even adding 3 or 4 to my account would probably take me an hour and a half, maybe an hour. All right. And I'll walk through how to do that. So maybe every day my goal would be try to pick one to create manually, so that there's every day I'm going to pick one expired and I'm going to add it to my account so that I've got that particular property where the booklet is of their home. But then for all of these others that are in here, maybe I pick the top, one that's going to be custom, and then 4 that are going to be general. Does that make sense for everybody? Well, Neil, and that's why, she calls, but she even said in the video, very rarely does anybody pick up. And especially if she's calling when they're brand new, because the homeowner may pick up on the first one, but they know, like, holy shit, it's like ring, 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 ring. They know it's like, all right, I'm just going to get bombarded apparently by real estate agents for the next 72 hours. Right. That's where and that's why having the follow-up text keyed in is absolutely phenomenal. And using that link, because let's go look, the link, right, starts off with searchallproperties.com, flipbook, all right, listing. So, they know it's, in fact, let me show you something here. Let me log in. All right, give me a second here. Let me log in. I thought I was logged in. I'm on my other monitor. Let me just log in and I'll bring it over. I don't want to show all the usernames publicly here live on YouTube. So let me just log in. Perfect. So when I go to listings, in fact, I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a third text that I will share with her later. So I've got some here, but let me just show you. So add listing. I'm going to show you how to create specific marketing for an expired listing where every single image on there is of their home. Go manual. Oh, grab listing. That's not what I want. Manual. And I'm going to select expired. Now, if I've got their name, if I'm using My Plus Leads, if I can get it from the MLS, if I can, whatever. So I'll just put Cam. Sorry, Cam. I don't mean to pick on you, but Cam, W-I-E-R. Where's the link to this booklet? So Cam, I'm showing you right now how to create a specific one, and then I'll give you the link after I do this section of how to order the general ones. Make sense? Is that cool? And Linda said, I just started working with a company that will create a QR. No, you can't add these to the books because you would have to make, no, that's not going to work for these booklets. Yeah. You would have to do that custom. Yeah, you'd have to do that with custom printing. So anyways, expired phone number. I'm sorry, Cam. Can't spell your name right. W-I-E-R. Expired email. I'll say cam@gmail.com. Jeez Louise. Phone number 55512. If you want to give it a headline, I would say beautiful home in Folsom. Street, city, state, zip. If you want to throw in a property description, even like a boilerplate property description, you can. Not necessarily needed. And then click and save. I'll tell you what, let's just do this real quick. I'm not going to do the whole thing because I've already got one that I can show. Save and add photo. And on the next page, we will add a photo. Give it a second here. Oh, shoot. God dang it. I forgot to turn my Wi-Fi off. Let me turn my Wi-Fi off really quickly. It'll make my computer a little bit faster. There we go. Now it's going to have this kind of a default image. I'm going to click upload images, and whether I get them from Google Street View, now I can upload the image right here. And you know what? Check this out. A client this morning sent me an image of a property. And if I showed you the image she sent me, it was a little not high quality. So I threw it into ChatGPT and I said, hey, make this property look a lot nicer. And actually, that's from ChatGPT. This one's from ChatGPT. A lot of my property images are from ChatGPT, actually. It's kind of funny. I just say, give me a photo that looks like this house, but make it different enough so that the homeowner wouldn't recognize it if they saw it. So I'm going to delete that image. So this is of the subject. This is of the homeowner's property. This is the image of Cam's home. Okay. And Cam's home expired. Save and add seller. All right. We've already got Cam's name in there. We're good to go. You don't need to do any of this stuff because, and it's really not save and start marketing. It's just save and start using. Now, the flipbook's going to generate. So we'll come back to that in a minute. But what that is going to create is a presentation where, and hopefully let's take a look at this one. So if I open that one up. All right. Now notice for name, I got Placer County Homeowners. All right. That's what I put in there for the homeowner's name. So when I click on this flip book, and this is for an expired listing, this is what she's sending each individual homeowner. Notice it says the complete marketing plan to get your expired home sold, prepared for Placer County homeowners. So remember, it would have said Cam Weir or Scott Pierce or Neil Singerman at 123 Main Street, Folsom, California. So it's got their name on it. It's got their city and state on it. And this is his home. And so and this could be, on your phone. So let me actually send this to you all. I'll put the link to this in here. And so you can see what it looks like if it's on your phone, it's on your tablet. And so the homeowners can then go through this. And she said in the interview, when she actually now does talk to them, she'll say, did you go through it? And they'll say, briefly. And I get it, because if you're a lay person and you're looking at this, you're not going to sit here and study this for the most part. Of course, a few people will, but most people won't. All right. But what am I doing? I'm looking at every image in here is of my home. That's my home address. That's my home. Remember she talked about the QR codes. When I pull out my phone, now it's a little bit harder to do it's a little bit harder to do when you're on your phone. I know it can be done, but to be honest, I don't know how to do it. And she also said when she's in the listing presentation and she has them do it, right? I mean, when you meet with them in the listing presentation and do this, absolutely fantastic. All right. So she's sending this on day 2. You know what I would send on day 3 or 4? Check this out. Oh my gosh. There we go. All right. Now here's a little pro tip. Not needed. So if you don't do this, it's not the worst thing in the world, but check this out. 123 Main Street, Folsom, California. If you go to domains, notice I can change the domain, and I got Your Folsom Home, World's Best Listing. I would recommend make sure before you send them the link to the flipbook, change that domain to their street address. Okay. So if their street address is 456 Maple Drive, just put 456 Maple. You don't need to do Drive Street. It's going to make the URL really long. But just put the street address. This is more of a general one, so that's why I've got your Folsom home. And you could if you wanted to, but if I'm going to do it for a specific listing, like she's talking about, I would, and I don't know if she does this, but I would change that to say 123 Main or 456 Gold. Does that make sense for everybody? Does that make sense? Everybody get that? Is that clear for everybody? And there's a reason why. That URL shows up in two different places. Let me show you here. If you go to right there. So on the listing flyer, when they see, if they see like 123 Main worldsbestlisting.com and it's their home, that's just pretty sweet. And it gets even better. So here we go. On day 3, God, I keep losing where I'm at. There we go. On day 3, I'm going to send them this link. So check this out. Or day 4. So the first day, right, I'm going to follow JJ. And the first day, I'm just going to say, hey, this is Scott with XYZ Realty. And I see that your home was listed for three months and 14 days. I would love to send you my 24-page marketing plan presentation booklet to see how or my 100-point home marketing plan presentation booklet to see how I get home sold, right? Essentially, that's what she's doing. She's not overthinking it. She's not overcomplicating it. It's just a very simple. Then 2 days later, she sends them the link to the flip book, all right, from page 1. And then she didn't say anything about the follow-up after that. What I would do is I would send them this right here. I would send them this link and maybe with another quick message, right? Here's an example of my single property website, or here's an example of my marketing. Now, if I'm going to do that, I would want to make sure I've got a great photo of their property. Do not steal the listing agent photo. Do not, excuse me. Sometimes you can get a good photo from Google Street View. Sometimes you can't. So I might just go out and take a photo of their home, right? Do a drive-by in the afternoon. Have a list of the 5 or 10 expireds that I'm going to do this for. And when I'm in the area, I can take the photo and then I can upload it. Make sense? Because again, what is it? It's about what are we going to do that those other agents what are we going to do that the previous agent wouldn't do, right? If it's all just talk, then do whatever you want. But if you actually want to do and be that agent that does things that other agents don't, all right? So, Courtney, Carol, Deb, did you get back from Iceland? I'm telling you, that trip looked absolutely fantastic. Those northern lights were just incredible. But, and some of you, I know, the listing may be 45 minutes or an hour away. So you're not going to do it for that listing. I get it. But where you can, I would definitely go by and take a photo and upload it here. Now check this out. Let's see the flip book. Prepared for Cam Weir at 123 Main. Now here I should have put Main Street, but this just, being quick. So it's got the owner's name on it, 123 Main Street, Folsom, California. But again, I can't do this at scale. I cannot do this at scale. That's why I want to do a combination and be familiar. And that's why, for example, when we're doing the 30-day challenge calls, I tell people it would be worth it for you to buy the binder, or if your office has one, make use of it. And you can get them for $50. 57 for the thermal, 47, I think, for the spiral. If I go to, let me bring it up here. If I go to, and I'll give everybody the resource page. Baldev, I think I saw that you would ask for it. So here, let me give you this link here. One second. Let me bring it over back into StreamYard. I'm going to pop that link in there. I'm going to put that link in here and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So this is a resource page, some great links in here. The presentation binding machines. Now, if your office has one that you have access to, phenomenal. But then I got to drive to the office to do this. And so you got the flip book, and then you've got the printable PDF version. So, that flip book that we were looking at, there's a PDF version of it right next to the flip book button. And so I can download the PDF, and then I can print it, and then I can bind it with like something like this. But again, I can't do that at scale. This is going to be a one-off thing. It's going to take me it'll probably take you a good 20 minutes by the time you sit down, you log in, you print it up, right? You got 24 to 26 pages that are printing. Your printer's going to, not want to connect and turn on. You're going to deal with that. All right. Even if it does print right away, that's still going to take a few minutes to print. Then you're going to take the papers, go to the binder, then you're going to have to bind it. So let's just say 15 minutes. And it's certainly no cheaper. It's actually no cheaper than just ordering from us. But I think it's completely the most powerful combination to approach expireds at scale, but also at a way that's just so impactful. Because again, I can't do this, and I promise you won't do this more than once a day. It just gets by day 3 of trying to do this, you're going to throw up your hands and just like, I give up, right? It's just too much. Looks like it went down in price. Yeah, $47. That's for the spiral, and then for the thermal, let's see what we got here. Yeah, 57. Sometimes that thermal was on sale a while back. That thermal was actually $47 a while back ago, or $14, 2 weeks time. Oh, plans. Yeah, 57 overnight delivery. And, but again, I think I would do the spiral. I know people that have this one, this exact one, and they love it. The only thing about this one that I'm not crazy about is the thermal binding. So let me show you. So the ones you get from us are so high quality. These are just like a straight up magazine. These are beautiful, right? Everyone that's gotten these in their hands absolutely loves it. And like I said, I can do 4 or 5 in the mail, put them in the mail, and be done in 10 minutes versus doing one and taking me 15 minutes per. I can, put these in my car. And then that way, when I've got a list of expireds, as I'm driving around, I can have my cover letter, my trash sheet, and we go over the trash sheet, which is essentially, this was given to me from a coach. And where's my trash sheets? I know I didn't trash it. Maybe it's in here. Give me a second. I'll show you the trash sheet. And she's not even using a cover letter. Well, she's not mailing or door knocking. But this is the trash sheet, and this came to me from another coach. I was training his people. He brought me in to do a training on expireds. I was doing a training for his people, and he mentioned, he goes, in addition to the cover letter and the booklet, use this thing called a trash sheet, and that's just their listing from the MLS, right? Just printed. You want it grayscale. This is not meant to be pretty. So this is what it should look like, because he called it a trash sheet. All right. And he goes, you just circle a couple of the photos, circle, the list price and, the bed bath square footage, circles, some of the details. And then you put at the bottom. And if you've heard me say this before, you don't need to write it down unless you didn't write it down before, but get a pen out. So get a pen right now, because I'm going to read this to you. It's a very short sentence. I'll read it twice. I know why your home didn't sell. Call me. And then put your name. And maybe put your phone number under your name. And you could just say, call or text me. Especially nowadays, nobody wants to call you. Some people will. But I know why. So I'm going to read it again. So make sure you got this down. And this came to me from a real estate coach with a big team. does this successfully, right, with the other things. I know why your home didn't sell. Call me. And then and again, I might say call or text me. Name and phone number. Courtney, trash sheet? Well, yeah, that's just what we call it. We're not gonna tell the homeowner, oh, you saw my trash sheet, right? No, that's just for us because, I think he called that was his name, and he's the one that had massive success with it. So who am I to, criticize or edit what he had? But I think it's called that because it's not meant to be pretty. It's not meant to be printed in color. It's not meant for you to throw in Canva, throw your photo on it, make it look pretty. No, it's meant to be a trash sheet. And when you put this right under the cover letter, and then you've got the booklet, and you're going to put it in the mail or door knock with it, you're going to get some callbacks on that one as well. So, and I would do all the above. I would, again, I will find out from her, was she approaching these expired? Because I've not talked to too many people that have great success without spending just an inordinate amount of hours and rejection going after the newly expired people. But I'll ask her because, again, right, she called, email, text message, right? We walked through the first text message. We walked through the second text message. I gave you what I think is a phenomenal third text message, right? And I think when they see their street address with America's best listing, world's best listing, let me show that to you again, right? When I'm on the listing dashboard here, and I've got the expired listing, right? So 123 Main Street. That's my, I really want that listing. So I've got the expired booklets for my B listings, right? The 4 to 5, right? Because remember, there were 26 new expireds today. 26. That's, that's like 10 to 30 every day. 10 to 30 expireds every day. Half of them, either they're super low price, below what I would want to go after, or they're an hour away. All right. I don't need a listing an hour away when there's enough of them, a lot closer. So out of the 26 from today, probably half of them would be what I would consider, A, B, or C, right? D and E, I'm not interested in. So of the A, B's, and C's, the B's and C's, I would look through and go, all right, what are the top 4 today? Or what are just the ones that would meet my criteria for sending a booklet? And then what's the one, maybe 2 today that I would actually prepare a custom presentation for? Does that make sense? Better off 2 to 3, better off. Yeah, Neil, right. 100%. 100%. But at the same time, I also love the idea of testing. All right. All right. Do you two know each other or something? Come on. What's going on here? Deb, you guys are on the opposite side of the country. I know Neil's in Beverly Hills, LA. I think, Deb, you're in Connecticut, Massachusetts. All right. So any questions on anything that we've covered today? Oh, I wanted to show you. I apologize. So I want to show you that domain. So on the third text message, and she says if she talks to them, and apparently she has, the way she said it, because she says if they give me their email, then I email it to them. So obviously she's communicating either via text or email or phone at some point during this. So, some of the time she is getting people on the phone. Sometimes maybe they respond back via text, either way. And you want to send the single property website to show them, because I'm telling you, this is so powerful. Check this out. If I go to edit, we're going to change the domain, because when you add the listing, the domain may not be as crisp or as powerful as it could be. So please check this out and ask. I'm going to do it twice. Okay. So I'll do this 2 times. Under edit. All right. Under edit, go to domains, and you're going to, perfect. 123 Main 75. All right. I'm just going to go. Now I've done 123 Main so many times. Somebody give me an address. Just make up something. Somebody give me a pretend address. What's your, there's a $2 million listing in your area. What is the address? It's always more fun when somebody gives me an address. So come on, Neil, Deb, Courtney. Oh, Deb, you're in DC. Oh, awesome. I think I've mentioned my DC story from Fort Bragg sometime in a previous call. Okay, come on. Somebody give me a street address. It's always more fun when somebody else gives me one instead of me always. 232 Happy Street. Oh my God, I love it. All right, here we go. They live at 232 Happy. So notice I'm not going to put street. I'm just going to put 232 10 Honeymoon Street. I love it. All right, well, I already got Happy, but that's a good one too. 10 Honeymoon Street. All right, domain saved. Check this out. 232 Happy Street. 232 Happy. And actually, what I would do, yeah, perfect. So here's my third text, right? I would imagine you are the homeowner at 232 Happy Street, and you get a link, and it says 232 Happy dot world's best listing. How do you think that's going to make them feel? How do you think that's going to make that homeowner feel both about themselves, about you, and about that link? And it's the third text. So they probably know you're not a complete weirdo spammer at that point, right? And if nothing else, they're going to go back to the first text, right? They're just going to scroll up a little bit to see the first part of that text again. And it's, hey, this is, Raymond Elder with XYZ Realty. I noticed your home expired, after being on the market for 3 months and 23 days. I'd love to send you my 100-point home marketing plan to get expired home sold. And then they'll see the second text message of this flip book link that they never clicked on. And then the third text is their street address and a link. And you might say something like, I'm literally just thinking of this off the fly based on her interview. So, I'm not sure what I would put above that. But even if only I put that link in there, that is going to get their attention all day long. All day long. All right. We got about 2 minutes left. I mean, there's so many tools for expireds, but I think what I am sharing with you here, and somebody asked for the order. So to order the, to be able to order these in bulk. Okay. And again, I explained the strategy for going after both your A's and your B's. And keep in mind, when I'm in my plus leads, let me just one more thing here, because don't ever be too rigid. So when I say, I'm going to have and this might be something we'll talk about at 4:00 today. I might have a criteria, and the criteria is any listing in these cities at this price point that in my mind is a good listing. That's an A. So for me, it might be, Folsom, Roseville, $800,000. And I mean, these are listings that I would be like excited to have. So Folsom, Roseville, Auburn, Folsom, $900,000 and above, Roseville, $900,000, Auburn, $1 million and above. And they just have to have a generally nice appearance. I don't want some trash, drug addict house. These would be like marquee listings for me. Whatever that means for you, what is a marquee listing? And as I go through mailbox, about my mailbox power, my plus leads what I wanted. Because, there might be some days when I'm in what my MLS or RedX or my plus leads, and none of those listings, maybe none of these 26 listings meet that criteria, then I'm not going to do it for any of them, right? For me to add it to my account and, create the presentation, reach out to them individually. All right. That's going to be those A listings. Now for my B listings, all right, that's going to be, 500 to 900,000. That's going to be a little bit of a larger geographical area. And for those people, I'm going to try to get this to them either by mail or door knock. And my goal is to get maybe, 4 to 5 A's a week. And then, and maybe I see them all in one day. That could happen. Or maybe, I find one today, none tomorrow, 2 the next day, and then none, so Monday a 1, Tuesday nothing, Wednesday I find nothing, Thursday there's 2, and maybe Friday there's nothing. So this week there's only 4. And then for my B's, maybe I find 30 of them, but I'm going to have to just go through and pick, the top 7 or 8. All right. Because I don't want to be trying to target too many expireds. All right. Maybe you got, and like I said, I wouldn't want to, what's the word I want? I don't want to send these booklets out to too many people. All right. That gets a little bit crazy as well. Any discount for My Plus leads? You know what? I should ask them. At this point, there isn't, but yeah. That's kind of scary saying, I know why your home didn't sell. How would I? Linda, I'm just telling you, this guy's had great success with it. He's listed lots of properties with that. I think you're referring to the trash letter. Yeah. So yeah, this, and again, this gets back to that thing of, imagine you're a homeowner. I know why your home didn't sell. It's either price or marketing, right? Any home can sell at the right price. We know that. All right. So, and I am sure if you look at the marketing, if you look at the price with what most agents do they have a plan like this? Did they market it or did they price it properly? And maybe maybe they don't want to hear your answer. Maybe you might tell them like, listen, the market right now, your home was worth $733,000 and it was listed at 800 and they hang up on you. That's just business. All right. But and again, I don't want to get too much into that. That's not I didn't make this up. I don't want to have to defend it. Yeah, I don't want to have to defend it, but I'm just sharing with you what he shared with me. All right. Anyways. Yeah. Yeah, Deb. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. For now, go ahead and use his link. Definitely. I'll try to come up with a link as well, because I wouldn't even mind having John from My Plus Leads come on and actually do a call with us. So I may get him on here at some point soon and do a call. But all right. Before I let you go, any last questions? Did you guys all enjoy that video? Let me give you the link to the video so that you've got it, because you're going to want to watch it later. And I'm going to put it in the mastermind group right now. And please like the video. Please subscribe. Please share the video. All right, share it. You got your affiliate link in Listings to Leads. And I will redo this post a little bit later. And I will say interview is live. I wanted just to everyone on this call to get first peek at it. Right? I wanted to give you all the benefit of, since you're with me, you get to see that video first. Let me try that again. Sometimes those links don't show for whatever reason. There we go. All right. Thank you. Amazing training. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you. All right. Kadisha. I think I got that right. Kadisha. Thank you so much. All right. Preston. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, that would be great. Right. Yeah. No, I'll get with him and try to see what we can do on that. All right, Deb, thank you so much for that as well. I can't wait for you guys to just absolutely kill it. Get into the mastermind group. Use this post right here and comment like when you've got questions. And when I find out from her more specific, she's 19 years old. She didn't overthink it. She just got it done. Okay. For all of us that are over 19 years old, all right, our biggest problem is overthinking things and thinking about the past and thinking about what if I make a mistake and thinking about this and thinking about that. Just find the expired, add the listing to your account, order the booklets, get an A, get a B every day. Try to get one to add to your account. And you know what? If you've got to upgrade your listings to leads account to 20 or 30 listings for a couple of months while you're building up that pipeline to where you're getting 3 to 4 to 5 listings a month in a couple of months, do it. Just do it and get these booklets to these people, and then use the general one for going after the B list. All right. So that you've got, 10 to 20 a week that you are touching base with. There's no way in 2 months, in 6 weeks, 4 listings. 4 listings. Now 2 are coming on in the spring. So that's 1 listing, 1 referral that's live. That listing is live. So she got 2 listings live from this already, 2 coming on. There's no way in heck for 8 weeks, you can't get 2 listings. All right. You need to just do it. Exactly. And I don't want to hear excuses. There is no excuse. If a 19-year-old can do it. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us. I appreciate it. Get into the mastermind group, leave a comment, share the video, like the video, comment on the YouTube video as well. Really helps it get out to seen by more people. And for any of you that are going to join us at 4 o'clock, I will be on at 4 o'clock as well. I may actually just show this video again at 4. So if you don't want to see it again, then don't join us. I'll probably just kind of repeat what we did now. But if you do want to join us and listen again and ask more questions, please do. And if and when I find out from her about was it new expireds and or the photos, I'll make sure to update that post in the mastermind group. All right, everybody, get out of here, get to work, go slay, and we'll talk soon.